Hey there, yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from my living room in Vancouver, Canada. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's Sunday, February the 2nd, 2020, and this is video 29. I am just jumping in here real quick because I've got to shoot out of here and go to the Super Bowl party that my family is hosting in Vancouver. So it's going to be a fun afternoon of playing some quiz games, and also there's a little bit of a challenge going on, a bit of a competition, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So I don't really follow football, so extra fun on my expense as well, because a lot of the I guess answers to quizzes that we'll be having will be a little interesting on the answers that I come up with. So I'm just going to go there to support the fun, the family, see my nieces, and also to, I am secretly thinking that I'm probably going to win most of these quizzes just by chance. Anyway, that's very ambitious and optimistic in my view for sure. So I have a few things that I want to cover in this video. So I've got some works in progress, some finished items to cover, and also there are two cowls that are going on right now in the yarn community, and the first one is knit along and crochet along with Deb from the Canadian Crocheter. Now she's hosting it and has called it this fantastic name. I really liked it. So Deb, great way of labeling this this challenge that you're hosting, or crochet knit along, and it's called the Block Party Cowl 2020. And I'm going to link to Deb's video down in the description box, where she introduces the block party, and she's opening it up to everyone. And I do believe she's asked people to maybe tag some people to get the excitement and enthusiasm out there. So I've got a few people that I'm tagging. Now, the people that I'm going to mention in this are well known, so they may not even watch this video. So anyway, I'll just throw it out there and see whether they join in, because I think that they would be great for this particular fun project. Anyway, so I should do some housekeeping here. I should say that I'm not affiliated with any of the yarn that I'm going to be talking about, any of the companies. So if I'm suggesting to look down here for a link, or go there to maybe, if you found something that you like that I'm going to showcase, then I'm not getting any money for that. I'm not getting any credits. It's just me trying to help you out and give back to my community, because I love you guys. And if anything changes up in the future, perhaps maybe I do get some sort of, I don't know, affiliation, I will totally be honest and open about that. But also, I wanted to thank viewers for all of the wonderful comments over the last couple of videos. I have loved them. I read them all, and if I don't get back straight away with a response, please know that I have, gotten busy with life. This past week has been crazy with work. So if you're still waiting for an answer, or need to prompt me with a little nudge like, hey, I asked you a question way back when. And anyone who's just joining for the first time, this, as you may have gathered, is a podcast that I set up to talk about my knitting and crochet journey. So please join in and listen to all of these things that I'm going to cover today. And if you so choose and you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and think about subscribing. All those things help my channel grow, and also, I don't know, the longevity of it. It encourages me to keep going with these videos as well. So yeah, let's jump into some finished items. Ba-ba-dum. Okay, so the last video that I recorded for you guys was learning a stitch, and it's a knit stitch called the herringbone. So this is the herringbone stitch here, and this is the herringbone reverse. I actually like both sides of the herringbone, the reverse side and the right side, so I won't call it the wrong side because I think that it is also the right side, but it's the other side, or the back side of it. So I really enjoyed learning that stitch. So this fabric is quite a denser fabric than the other cowls that I've made in the past, and that's due to a few things. The actual yarn is a little slight thicker yarn, and it is what they call a brushed yarn. So it's not a encased yarn in some type of treatment, and it also is not spun in ply, so it doesn't have different separate strands. It is quite a brushed roving style yarn, I guess they call it. So I'll put this on so you can see. And so you can wear it several ways. You can roll the rim if it's a bit too tall. It does bunch up a little because of gravity. You know, it's quite a long tube, so it's going to kind of like do some sort of bunching. But it does sit higher up, and just show you how it looks. So they're the kind of three styles that I go through in the fabric. I do 9 rows of herringbone, 9 rows of 1 by 1, 9 rows of herringbone on the back side. So yeah, I do that all the way around to, it actually was a flat piece that I worked up. So it was about 24 inches, 2 feet of the fabric, or a little bit more. And then I folded it in half, and I did something I don't know whether I was meant to do, but I picked up the cast-on stitches from the fabric with the needle, the same size needle, and then I treated it as live stitches, and I did what they call what is it called? A special cast-off. I can't remember now. It's gone from my head. I did the Kitchener stitch, that's right. I enjoyed knitting it, and also the end product was quite nice. Now it's going to felt, I just know it, not felt, it's going to peel because it is a furry kind of a yarn with a lot of halo. So this is what I used. It's ice yarns in the collection Wool Melange. I don't know, my pronunciation's all over the place. And it doesn't have a colorway name or a color number to relay to you, but it is in that collection. I think there's only a handful of colors, and this one stands out quite a lot from the other colors. So if you just look for this one, that's where you'll find it. And it's 30% wool, 70% acrylic, and I used 5.5 millimeter set of knitting needles because, no, what did I use? I used 8 millimeter knitting needles. Yes, I did. I used 8 millimeter knitting needles with this because the herringbone stitch is quite a tight fabric, a tight stitch. So you need to go up in size. They suggest at least 2 millimeter sizes more than the yarn that you use to create a herringbone that's a little bit more relaxed. So I went up 3, because here they're suggesting a 4 to 5 millimeter setting of knitting needles. So I went to 8. The other finished item that I want to showcase today is this. It's my Vermouth cardigan. In the last video, you saw this worked up to the collar, without the collar, worked up to the neckline here of the body, and I didn't have buttons on it, and I hadn't Kitchener stitched, there's that word again, Kitchener stitched the sleeve to the body. So now that's all done, and I've woven in all my ends, so I don't have my dirty laundry showing. I always think that unwoven in ends are like, you know, people get quite embarrassed about them. So I understand that. And so these are all woven in, and I guess I should try this on and show you how it's fitted. So I'm just going to stop this recording and I'll be back in a moment. So here it is. It's the Vermouth cardigan, and I'm going to put the pattern down in the description box should you want to link to it. I'm not sure whether it's a paid pattern or free. It was a while ago that I found it, so I believe it's on Ravelry.com. So it's such a squishy, huggable, lovely cardigan, and super happy with the end result. It's fitted, and the fabric is quite elastic, and it's cozy, comfortable, it's not itchy. So yeah, with that, it's all worked out and miraculously come together and fits me. There's quite a lot of magic in this cardigan. So I will stand up so that you can see the whole thing. Here we go. I did not follow the pattern verbatim. I added things to where I think they would work best for what I needed. And one of the change-ups that I made was in the sleeve length. They called for 17 inches from the arm cuff to the beginning of the raglan. And I gave myself an extra 2 inches, so I did 19. And I like that because it covers your hands when it's a nice cold day with a freezing chilled wind, or in Vancouver's case, there's so many rainy days. There's like 99 months of rain. So I like having the cuff all the way down for that. And if you want to have them rolled up out of the way when you're washing your hands or driving your car, you can do it, and it looks equally just as cute. So what we have here is the pattern that they had in the Vermouth cardigan. This ribbing was meant to go up 10 inches, but I chose to only do that 10 inches to every third column of stitch work. So I had 2 shorter ones in between 2 longer ones. So that's the way I kind of repeated around the sleeve. And when you get to the 10-inch mark, all the stitch work changes up so that whatever was pearl stitch became a knit stitch, and vice versa. This one particular knit stitch in this example then became the pearl stitch. So the ridge was going in to the fabric rather than poking out, so indented. So really, really nice detail there with the cardigan, and very, very springy feel to the fabric. The baseline here is in the same way as the sleeve, so we have the same stitch work happening in the base of the body work all the way around, front and back. And yeah, and the collar here is a very stretchy collar, and it called for the garter stitch in five stitches that happen to be all the way through the whole front panels where the buttons sit on. So it went all the way up and into the collar and ended with the collar up here. So 1 by 1 garter stitch to make it a nice stretchy fabric. Now I'm thinking of doing another one like this in a brown. I got some AC more earth tones, and it will be a brown one, and I'm thinking of putting a hoodie instead of just this collar work here. I like it closed, but I also like it wearing, my favorite is wearing it open. So you can see what garment you're wearing underneath. So I'll just sit back down. So you can wear this because the color is neutral with anything. Like you could use it with a pop of color, like with a t-shirt and print on it, or you could use it with a turtleneck. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this. I like it, it's stretchy, and the stitch works, the stitch work is still relaxing. So every wear that I have with this garment, it's gonna fit more and more personalized to my body. So it'll be a custom fit even after a few wears of the garment. Right now it's sort of like remembering the needles and the gauge that I had set for it. So it still has a little bit of relaxing to do. And that concludes my finished works for the week. But I also have a working project that I want to show you. And I'm thinking of putting this item that I'm going to show you into the block party that is hosted by Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter. So here we have a blanket. Now I don't know whether it actually checks all the boxes that were outlined in this particular block party, but it is one block and it will be a rectangle. It's just got color work change out and stitch work change out. So we have the granny stitch down here for a couple of rows, and then I've created a 6 repeat crocheted row. So within that 6 stitches, I change out from double crochet, and the next row I do like what they call, I don't know what it's called, like a seed stitch, I guess. And I do a couple of different things, and every 5th set I do the color work. So you see the foundation teal color, and then we have this row of color work. That's the 5th set. So I'm right now up to have just completed 4 sets of the main color again, and my 5th set will be a repeat of the color work. I think I have enough of the feature color, the foundation color here, the teal, to do probably 6 blocks all up, and then have divide them with the color work here. I think, what does that mean? 5 stripes. So this will be 1, then another 4 more stripes. Also with that item, I'm going to be putting in a secret surprise where I won't reveal that the blanket again until it's done, because it'll be like this beautiful little piece that will go in there. And I'm thinking, I already know where I'm going to put it. I've got a chair in my living room. It's going to drape over that chair, and if you are sitting in that chair, you can cuddle up in it. You can take it off the chair and get warm if it's a bit cold or chilly. So yeah, it's already got a place, and it's already got like a little secret, and I'm so excited about finishing it. Now I'm going to come to you with a question. I'd like to add one more thing to that particular block party cowl or crochet along that's happening, or knit along. And I'd love to get your opinion and what you would choose out of these 2 colorways not to do, but like which one you would like me to work with for this particular item. So the first one is these 2 skeins, and I'll put them together in some fashion. I think I'm going to make a wrap or a shawl. I don't know what kind of shape it's going to be yet, but I'm thinking of doing garter stitch. So it'll be a knitted project. So this one is the first colorway. And because the hanks are quite dramatic, so this end here is black and bits of brown, and the other end beige, and then also with this skein as well, it's quite black, and this end kind of like a chartreuse color. So I think when they work up, they're going to create little stripes. So that's colorway 1. Colorway 2 is these here fun colors. And so what we have in this collection, I'll just show you the 3 because there's 3 main ones. We have white with pops of color, this kind of autumnal gold tonal, and also another autumnal color skein of variegated. So this will be option 2 colorway. So I'd love to hear your opinions on those 2 colorways, which ones you would like to see me work up for this Cowl block party that Deb's putting on. The other one may go into the second, I guess it's a second Cowl that's happening, like a Crochet Along, and that's being hosted by 2 famous people out there who crochet, and one of those is Glenda from the Creative Grandma, and the other one is Krista from the Secret Yarnery. And so if I don't use one that you don't choose in this one, I will probably transfer it over to that Cowl. And yeah, a little bit about that is that I was tagged by Kit. Thanks, Kit. Hi. Kit's channel, if you haven't seen her channel, is fantastic. She is from All Things Knit and All Things Crochet and Knit with Kit, and she tagged me in her last video that I watched. So I'm gonna save all of the comments for that particular Granny season of Granny Cowl in the next video, which will be video 30. And yeah, so I'll just leave that all for another video. I'm not sure whether I have to do any call outs or tagging or whatever it is with Deb's one that she's doing, the block party. But if I am, I would love, these people are like well and truly quite popular out there, and who am I to say? I'm just like this person who's just started knitting and crocheting and threw these videos together really haphazardly. But if they ever do want to consider watching this channel, and I'm gonna somehow secretly whisper to them, join the block party. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'd love to see what you can do. So these are the people. Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet podcast. I have just recently seen your wonderful channel, and I love that you try to always challenge yourself, sometimes out of the comfort zone, which is brilliant. And I just recently watched your one that you talk about with the Tunisian crochet that you're doing. Wow, you must have some patience. Like 20 minutes to go. Her item was like this wide, and she did one row this way, 1 row back. So pretty much like up and back, and it took her 20 minutes. That's amazing. So I would love to see what you come up with if you were to accept the invitation to join the block party. Also, Kendra from Made and Making, she has changed her channel to a different name. She was something different a little earlier. I think maybe last year she went under a different name, but I just recently found her, and I loved watching her channel about when she talks about her family, wearing all of the costumes that she knits and crochets. I think she's more crochet, but she made them all have these characters from movies that they would go to as a family, and coming up with all these different villains and, you know, the heroes and all that sort of stuff. I think that's brilliant. So I'd love to see what you could make in this particular block party as well. The other one is Kay from Crazy Sock Lady. I just recently joined you as well, and wow, I love all of your yarn, and your Scrappy Sunday is so brilliant. Like, you know, we need more of that where people can show what brilliant things that they can do with their leftovers, and how wonderful your garments are. Wow, you would come up with some brilliant ideas. So please, please, please consider putting something into the block party as well. Obviously, I think Rose from Rose Likes Crochet has already been tagged, but I'm going to tag you anyway, and everyone else who's watching this video, please join as well. That would be amazing. So that is about all I have to say for today. If you're a newcomer and you've just stumbled on this video, I would love for you to hit the like button if you found something useful, or if you enjoyed all the things that I've been talking about. That'd be great. Consider subscribing. It does encourage me and it does help out the channel. So yeah, if you feel, oh my goodness, I know that someone in my life like blah 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 would love to know about this channel, please share it. That would be great. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.